Hey everyone, and welcome to an overlook of the brand new update of Planet Coaster 2 and the very surprising, I may say, DLC that just dropped. But more about the DLC later in this video. So apparently I have not been included in any early access or anything, so I couldn't really prepare a video or look into it. So we are doing the normal stuff now, okay? I'm the normal one now, and we are going to look at everything ourselves that has been improved in the update. And to be honest, the 1.10 update is a really good one. It's a very, very big, chunky update with a lot of things that we've been asking for. So the first thing we should talk about, and I've already talked about that yesterday in my video, let me just also deactivate the HUD because that's kind of annoying. We do have an improved behavior of slides, flumes, and so on, including some new parts. The new parts are not too crazy, I'm just going to show them in a second, but this over here you can see there's like this little wiggle to the raft, as you can see, and we also have a very slight bump to the sides of the train, of the flume itself. You can see that now when it's pushed here. It's not super heavy, but there you can see it. There's a lot more movement going on. It still looks to be relatively on rails, but it is, in my opinion at least, a lot more flexible and improved. And you can see the rotation of the flumes is always different. Like if we stick over here, by the way, I've got my daughter with me. If you hear some coughing, she unfortunately is also sick, and she's by my side watching me doing this because, you know, we have to deal with a couple of things right now, but she's enjoying watching it. So in case you hear some coughing, that's her. But you can see now the rafts coming through here. They all have a different orientation, they all have a different rotation. It's a bit more yeah, let's say varied. Okay, there's a lot to like about these changes, but there is still a lot to improve. They said they are still working on it, so I have my faith, and I have you know, I have faith in them improving this. I gotta say, it all looks already a bit better, even though I would love that they're even going further into these turns. Like, as you can see over here, they should have so much speed that they go higher up, banking into these, like, walls over here. Like, if there was a slide coming relatively quick in here, it should definitely have more banking to the sides with you know, with the flume. But that's just how it is. Let's also check out this one, our wonderful skiing journey over here. You can see there are the people going through. It seems to be still relatively the same with a bit more banking. Specifically, this one over here is relatively worrying. If we look at this next person, you can see there is still physics not doing physics. I hope that they would kind of change that, but as you can see, this is clearly not physics-based. Maybe this is improved with the next update they were talking about, where people are jettisoned and kind of pushed out of it. Then this one over here would potentially not work at all, and I would need to work with some more like heavy banking. But what you can also tell is that people are now basically able to ride multiple people on one slide at the same time. You can see they are still going down here, and the next ones are already starting, which I feel like is a good one because it gets a lot more dynamic in. What also has been improved is the waves are now higher and longer, resulting in a much more realistic looking pool, and I gotta say it does look like that. And what they also said, and honestly from looking at it for a couple of minutes, it may actually have worked. They said the whole guest pathfinding within pools, and specifically when it comes to islands, is a lot better. And I had a very problematic island in here, that was this one, where people constantly got stuck on, and it seems like this is resolved now, which I'm a big fan of. Don't worry if there's someone going into the stone, there's just like no curb or anything, but it seems like they can now happily use this island and then just go down if they want to. In fact, I had huge issues with them going over here. So the next up, we should look at these flumes over here and to see if people are using more the left and right. And yeah, there's a lot more. Look at that. There's a lot more left and right movement involved. Let's have a look at the next person. Oh yeah, actually this is something I really like. How, look, the first one was really tucked to the right. This one now is tucked to the left. And looking at the next one, he's coming in rotated. Yeah, that's what I want to see. That is what I want to see. Let's have a look at this slide, them going through my wonderful inner area. Yeah, it is better, even though this slide worries me still the most, I gotta admit. What about our small ones? Is someone using those though? Okay, well, it seems like these islands are still problematic. I'm not sure if this is opened. It's opened. Okay, there's just no one who wants to go on. Is there still charging money for them? No, they don't. Okay, like this is the kids variant of all these things. I'm actually wondering why they get stuck over here. Seems like this is no island, but like they are like, yeah, I don't know why they can't get off here. They got stuck. Okay, so it doesn't seem like everything is resolved. I'm happy that at least a little bit is resolved, but apparently not all. Which, you know, it's the first fix, so that's fine. We have our mine train coaster over here. There's not really much changed about the coasters other than that we have individual separate unload and loading stations. But let me just also, oh my god, there is so much going on in here that I would need to show you. But the next thing I'm gonna go is into the menu actually to check out a couple of things. So first things first, we do have a couple of potential things to do. Somewhere over here should be edge scrolling now. Let's see where I find. There you go. Edge scrolling on. Edge scrolling speed is going down to 1. Apply, go back, and now let's have a... Yeah, there you go. Can I also make this super slow movement again? Let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. This is exactly the cinematic stuff I wanted to have. Look how good that is, because now I can just simply read out what else has been changed. Now, guests start using flumes while previously guests is writing down, allowing that we had already seen that. The new pieces for the raft flume will be a big bowl enclosed special piece with left and right variants and a ultra wide pipe enclosed piece. Left and right variants for the raft flume. We gotta build one real quick to see that. And added the shortcut buttons to access the flume slides from their flume platform, vice versa, which we're going to have a look at in a second. Also increase the height of waves emitted by wave machines, increase the maximum length of the pool draw tool, which is kind of cool. So we've seen that also. Oh my god, there's a lot going on now with the rides, and the rides actually can now also be attached to scenery pieces or the track rides. I'm gonna quickly show you. We are going to place a custom one down. This is also a change. Now we have them like in the first game down here. I love that. We do now have a bigger pop-up to see what is going on, and I'm gonna use the FD Vision powered rotating ride because this one, as the other ones, should have a better version now and also working as it is supposed to. So we're going to put this down. Also another change, you can see these indicators down here. They highlight where we can plop some entrances, and if you change the station, you can see the entrances are definitely different. If we go over here, left loading station, is that now a separate one? Okay, this is a loading and this is the unloading station. Okay, so I'm gonna build the loading station first. I'm gonna plop this one here, and then what we're gonna do, we are just going to build a very simple track right out of here. Let me just quickly check out that this one is gonna work properly. Let's just make like an inner one here. I kind of like the fact that you can go into a circle. I mean, it just wouldn't work that properly, but you could still. I'm just gonna make this a little longer because I want to ensure that we see if they have increased the maximum length for it, because there was apparently an issue with this. So hopefully they have fixed this as well. I haven't read about this, but we will be able to fix that. If not, or not fix that, but actually check out if it fixed. So I'm gonna build this one, and actually if I go back to stations, I should be able to. Okay, I can't build another loading station, which makes sense, but I can make a wait, hold on. All right, apparently trying to do separate stations does cause to crash my game. I just literally can't do this. So I put down the F division again myself, and yeah, well, you can see this is not fixed. We still don't have more than these amount of trains, which is a shame because it's an omni-mover, and I thought they did change something about this, but they didn't apparently. Anyways, we're gonna check out if we can at least attach scenery now. We can, which is great, and we can go to this ride. Let's have a look. Yes, as always, and then if I manipulate that one, I'm gonna say symmetry, mirror, twinning, yes, and then we have this on all trains. I assume we can scale these things down and at least do something about this. And I mean, you know, I like the fact that it does work. You know, we can do something like this now. Not sure why you would do this, but it does work. Okay, so let's see if we can build separate stations or unloaded stations on other coasters, because I do have already them in here for the new coasters, but because I want to go through the free update first, I obviously want to do this. By the way, let's quickly do this in the rain, because we can now change the weather, and I'm gonna put the heavy rain on just to show you that you can. There you go. And now let's build a coaster. And also creating a custom coaster now will give you an access to the well-known old menu. I do love that. I really do love the fact that we can have this menu. I like, you know, there are people who like the other one. I get this, but this one, in my opinion, is really cool. So we're going to use this launched coaster over here. And when we go to the stations, I'm just going to go somewhere where I have some space over here. So I'm going to plop this one down, but I'm not going to use this one. I want to use a left loading station. So that is what I want to have. I want to have a separate loading station. This one's gonna plop down here, and then yeah, this is that's a chain lift. Why would I do a chain lift? Hold on for a second. All right, let's do a little launch here just for the sake of having it, and then we're just gonna quickly build a round circuit. I'm not even going to do anything crazy here. Just going to see that this works. And I want to have a separate station now. And let's see if the game crashes again or not. I'm just going to click this one down. And then I'm going to have a coaster track over here. And then should be able to be connected back to the station, right? I mean, surely I should have taken... let's have a look. Just make that push tires. Okay, that doesn't work. I should then do it a bit shorter. Put a corner in and then have some... I don't know. Actually, it should make the corner, right? And then we just go over here, do some push tires. Okay, look at that. It does now connect, but I need to do some push tires first. Oh, wait. They can do this? Yeah, it doesn't matter. So, look at that. We have done this. And now, adding the entrance. We're going to place the entrance here. And then going to place the exit here. But I think place stuff gate. Look, this is something I really love. I really do love doing. And then you can... you know, edit all these things. Love the fact now we have separate loading and unloading stations. If we do test coaster, let's have a look what happens. There you go. It's been launched over here. It goes through the track and goes back in. And then obviously it would be unloaded over here. Let's see if this train now goes empty over because the dummies should go out. Okay, well, technically it should be empty over here now, but, you know, it does work the way it does. It's all good with the push tires. This is exactly how it should work. I'm happy with this change, so that is good. Okay, so let's have a look if... okay, so a couple of new shortcuts are added, and these shortcuts will help you to have a bit more speed. Also, I don't like the rain all the time. I just wanted to show you that it's working. So I'm going to go to sunny. And then we're going to have the delete key opens now the demolish menu, which is kind of cool. And then we can also bind the, completely rebind the mouse and keyboard controls, which is kind of cool. And then we can also have the shift button now toggles the multi-select tool. That means surely I should be able now to select this and the... Okay, it doesn't do it. Okay, so it just doesn't work as it should. Okay, I still need to press the multi-select tool and then I can hold down shift, which is a very odd way of doing this. Okay, well, at least it does work somehow, but okay. Also what we need to check, the color picker should now be optimized as well. So that means if I go into a building, I'm gonna select this building, for example, go in here, and then we're just gonna change this to green and click away. Okay, well, hold on, why isn't that changed? I thought it's gonna be changed. Okay, it's not changed. It seems like they haven't added this, but I talked about this. So technically, what should work is you click in here and select green, and now that should be green if you click out. Okay, well, okay, I need to click out with the left mouse button, and I'm not allowed to click out with the right. Okay, well, hold on. Right mouse button deletes the action you did. The left one is the one that confirms it, but you don't need to click on confirm. Okay, got it. We've got some shortcuts to different things like scenery brush and so on, which is nice. And then we can now, the camera can now be controlled using the arrow keys. Wasn't that working before? I mean, it works now. I'm using the arrow keys now to move the camera, which is great. Also, if we go to scenery, this, as you can see, doesn't have the blueprints anymore. It has the pieces. And let me just quickly, Marlena, ein bisschen ruhiger bitte. Danke. She's having a lot of fun with the ball in background. I'm not sure how good the noise reduction is, so, well, you know, we gotta deal with the situation. This is how it is. This is real, okay? Anyways, this should be that. And then edit more detailed tooltips and browser menu. Multi-select holding down the A button, cross button. Multi-select can now be activated holding on controller, holding down the A button, cross button. Okay, that's interesting. Scenery, this is where we need to go as well. Scenery. So we're gonna type in support now, and there should be, yeah, look at that. I'm not gonna place them all down, but these are a whole bunch of absolutely amazing pieces. We all know and love these pieces from Planker 1, and they now have all the different things back in. They are not also good, like they are good obviously for coasters, but they are amazing for building. Let's have a look. How much can they scaled? Can they be scaled? Oh my god, yes! Look at that. We've got some more tiny pieces. Just go all the way down to 10. Oh my lord, this is amazing. Let's have a look. How low can you go? Oh my god, guys, look at that. They can all be scaled down to 10. I think this is the best about this whole thing. Oh my god, this one too. Yeah, okay, well, that is pretty bonkers. Okay, please tell me that this thing is also going to scale down to 10. Oh lord. Look at this. This is even so small that the vertices... Oh my god. Look how small this is in comparison to the people. This is tiny. These pieces get tiny. It's the same about these. Sylph has to entirely rebuild his miniature level. Because, I mean, this gets to 50%, but look at these pieces now going all the way down. Oh, I can see a great use of all these pieces being that small. That is so good. Oh my god, look how small that is. You can even build shoes now for people if you want to. Alright, hold on. I needed to give her back the ball, which was underneath the sofa. I want to quickly check out if these pieces, like they're literally the same from Planker 1, which I don't mind, okay? Okay, this only scales down to 60. What a bummer. Maybe this one then? Is that 60? Okay, well, I like the fact that all these flanges and so on, that they really go that, like, this is amazing. Might be my favorite of this pack. Okay, anyways, let's go to the most important thing of all, and this is glass, my friends. There you go. A glass piece can scale down to 50. That's fine. Is that the smallest? Let's have a look if... Ah, no, that's totally fine. No, I like that. Okay, let's see if we get this to the biggest. Yeah, that's totally good. Now, the last question I have is how do glass pieces intersect with each other? Because this always is the same issue we had in the other games. They can also scale down, can they? Yes, okay. So, what happens if they... Ah, okay. They still have this very odd overlapping effect. It's okay. I mean, it is the way it is. We can scale them lower and maybe get some corners filled in. But like having bigger glass areas, then potentially we would need to have them first of all straight. Like so, then you get this together. You can make them thicker. Yeah, by layering them. That is all good. And they're not flexi-color, are they? No, it's a bummer, okay, but better to have glass and, you know, in the first place. And this is, I guess, just a frame. Okay, well, that's just a frame. Fair. Okay, that's the frame. I like the fact you can recolor things now. Really big fan of this change. Really big fan. I love it. So this is all that. Right, this is what we have over here. I'm not sure if I missed out on anything. Obviously, of course, one thing I did miss out is the fireworks. There you go. And I love that they have these preview images because holy crap, how would you supposed to go through if they're all having the same as it was in Planker 1? So a big fan of those things. So you've got different numbers, you've got different shapes, you've got letters, we've got a logo. We've got a splash logo over here as well, which is super cool. And we've got different types, and we can recolor them all. Do they actually fire now automatically already, or do I need to have to activate them? Let's have a look. Deactivate. Play on. Okay, I have to put something down. Well, that's fine. Let's quickly do this, and I'm gonna do this with the sequencer. Gonna plop this one down right in front of it, and then I'm gonna turn it. Override. It's gonna make it afternoon. It's nighttime. There you go. And what we're gonna do now, we'll quickly edit the trigger sequence and add these objects to it. There you go. Confirm. and just play it once, okay? So this is all we need to do because I want to see how that looks. So bang, there we go. All at once, look at this. Can I change something about this here? Play on trigger. Okay, what we obviously could do is we can just move them forward a little so they're not all at the same time. You know, they're all so close to each other, so I'm just gonna move the whole thing further back, and now let's play that again. Pow, pow, pow. Look at that. Fireworks as its best. And then we've got the Splash logo as well, and last but not least, the Planko logo and the 0. So that's pretty cool. That's just how you do this very easily. Just then you can also play the trigger sequence. It does it again. We've got fireworks. Yeah, pretty nice. I see some other usages for it, but well, gotta get to it once we are there. It's also fairly high up, I gotta say, fairly high up in the sky. So in order to do this differently, we have to see where this is going. Anyways, that's that. I really hope that I didn't miss out on anything else because there is so much in here. Maybe I did. As I said, I didn't have the time to prepare, so I'm very sorry. I'm gonna go through the list just like you would. Hopefully you like it, and if not, well, that's that, I guess. Oh, wait, we do have obviously one more thing I need to show you, and this is the Sandbox settings for guest, and then we can make the capacity go all the way to 12,000 now, apply the changes. This is PC only, in case you were wondering. That's so that, you know, the systems can still deal with it, I guess. At least that's the reasoning they gave. We also have now a lot of bug fixes. I'm just going to quickly go through them because otherwise I don't know what I should do with all these bug fixes. I'm surely not going to check all of them. We definitely did found a new bug already with the Division again. So let's see all these things. We have the altered coaster harness on the following coasters: Automax Launch Hydraulic, Automax Energy, and the VNN Wing. So that is good because I know that people were complaining about this. We reduced some camera jitter on the vertical drop tilt track. The number of station gates now updates in accordance with the number of cars per coaster train. Then we have a guest no longer become stuck in the 360 power. We have narrow look, flumes will no longer shake when going up vertical lifts. Scenery rating can now be improved for transport rides as well. Division powered rotating ride is now a non-stop ride, nullifying risk of guests getting trapped or stranded in the ride. Well, okay, well this is all about this one. So not sure if this actually is fixed because we have already seen that there were some issues. We can obviously start the test, but like it's so odd that we have it over here. Is there a way to change the speed? I mean, technically you shouldn't be able to change the speed, but yeah, that is that. And then we also have a whole bunch of other things like lowered the power cost for the driller. We have adjusted right camera position for the monorail, steamboat, and that they face the correct direction. Closing and reopening the cable car will now no longer stop the ride entirely, and added support beams to the seesaw special pieces, and scenery will no longer block coasters from entering the testing state, which I guess is also good because I had this when I was building the chairlift over here, which I should need to redo now as we have flat rides to do this properly, but that's that. Okay, let's see. Oh my god, such a big list. Then also we have guest navigation has been adjusted to reduce them getting stuck on otherwise functioning path. I have the feeling, specifically on this one over here, someone is really in urge of having a cuddle with me. She's now next to me. I just told her to not cover right into my face because I might want to stay. What the heck did happen there, by the way? Anyways, so the next part I was talking about is the guest movement, and I have to say that it seems a lot better. I had specifically in this park, which is why there was no new episode, I had a whole bunch of issues here with the pathfinding, and we can tell now that there seems to be no issues with the guest anymore. You can see there is a lot of other things, which is clear, but we don't have the other issues like navigational issues. These all are fine because I obviously have no connection to these things. The mine trains are borrowed beneath here, and the other ones are the DLC ones. So, right, after having a little drink, because my coughing was trying to annoy me as well, we are now going to look at the DLC stuff. So, the DLC, the Thrill Seekers Ride Pack. I have to be a little bit more careful with what I'm saying right now. because I had not really the time to look into it or anything, because it just was announced today, and well, I was as surprised as you guys were maybe. These are the 3 flat rides. We're going to have a really quick look at them. This is the first one over here, which I guess is the 450 or something like that. I'm not sure what that is. I've never seen this in real life, I guess. It looks oddly terrifying to me, but also very interesting with how it moves. Then we go over, is that also, hold on, not that I'm going to say something wrong, this is the 450. Then we do have the, the Strike over here, as you can tell. The Strike is potentially a ride I have seen already. I'm not sure if that was already in the first game or not, but what definitely was in the first game is this ride, but it was styled a little bit differently. This is the Whirlpool. So a classic ride type of thing that is already very well known on, you know, fun fairs and so on. There's not really I can talk about, because like you can edit them as you can edit all the other ones. Gotta say that the footprint of those is relatively big, specifically for that one over here. I get it because of the clearance zone, you know, but at the end of the day, relatively big. Right, moving over to the coasters. These are the 2 new coasters that come in with the Thrill Seekers Ride Pack, and this is the Rampant, and the Rampant is the blueprint of the Big M's, so it's Mack Rides Ultra Spin, which is a spinning coaster at the end of the day. And we're going to test the coaster real quick. We're going to see this from the outside, and we also have Volt. Volt is a Vector LIM launch family coaster. LIM, I think, what exactly is launch into whatever, I don't know. So I think this is, I forgot the brand, which real world brand Vector is, but that's this one, and we're gonna see, where's the test button? There you go, test it. So we're gonna see this one testing, and you can see both of them feature separate load and unload station. So this is the ride over here. We can see this spinning coaster again. Let's just quickly disable the HUD real quick, and there you have a launch and go up in that one. This one is a very high requested ride, as far as I remember, so very cool to have that, specifically on the Mack track, so to say, because we were kind of able to do a ride like that with the other rotating coaster we have in-game, but that isn't a Mack ride. But yeah, so this is the one we have. Again, over here, very nicely done with a separate unloading station. Quite happy with the layout they chose over here. Obviously you can do a lot better, and you can theme this yourself now. And then this thing goes over, block sectioned, and then the block section tells this coaster to go into the layout, and the same goes over here. I'm gonna have a little look at the layout from the outside once this one passes through the other station, I suppose. Okay, there's another block here, so this one knows already. Starting with a tiny little launch over here, getting over this. Oh, that sounds interesting. So this is another kind of magnetic, is it an induction? Maybe this is launched induction magnetic, whatever. I guess that's that, because the LSM is the launch system, magnetic system, and maybe this is the, I don't know, you know, that's just me guessing. Again, I didn't have the time to prepare. I'm gonna blame it all on this now. Very interesting track design also over here. So we're gonna go through here. Again, it's a family launch, so it's not as heavy, and I suppose it cannot invert, because also let's have a look at the restraints. No, it certainly shouldn't be able to, because I have these at once. So yeah, that's a very nice one. I'm a big fan of the car, because it's a very, very generic car. I'm very, very happy with the car. You can theme everything around this if you want to. The same actually goes for that one too. So let's quickly jump on board with those 2 rides, just to have a little idea how they derive. So let's have a look. Is this the train one? Where are we? Where's the train? There you go. This is the one in the station right now. We're gonna stay in it. We're gonna stay in the guest perspective. You know, we're gonna see. We want to have the rotation. Let's speed up real quick. So, can we leave, please? Please leave this one. Or is this actually? No, this should be the start, right? Come on, go. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we start spinning, and that one being ejected from the station, going into what potentially is going to be the first launch. Oh my god, this is spinning like mad. I would be nauseous already. Holy heck. Okay, well that's better now. That's better now. It's still too crazy. It's still too, oh my god. Is it that crazy in real life too? My goodness me. That drives me insane already in the game. It's getting better now, to be honest. Pathing through the layout is better. But I'm getting a little nauseous here as well. So I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't stay in there. Oh my god, that is heavy. That is very heavy. I'm not sure if this is because of the ride or because of just me being this way, because of being sick a little and so on. I don't know. Okay, let's move on to this one and have a little ride on this family thingy. There you go. Have a bit of a launch here. It sounds like induction, doesn't it? Also, let's get rid of the HUD. I'm gonna be propelled in here. That's not that's my stability with the cypress trees there. Going over here. Yeah, very gentle, but I like the flow. The flow is good. Another little launch segment here. That's sweet airtime for a family coaster. Sweet airtime. Yeah, very overbanked in my opinion. Like it's not, but then again it is, because of, you know, making sure it's gentle enough to ride. Yeah, you know, I'm fairly okay with these blueprints. I mean, I'm not an expert on coaster building, but even I see that they are, I guess, okay, but not more than that. This one over here I like. This one is very gentle, very light. I would really see that in your park. Very nicely themed. This can become a very nice family-friendly thing. All right, I think that should be it for the overview. I certainly did miss out on something, but yeah, whatever. We're gonna talk about this anyways in the next couple of days. I will tell you how it feels, because there are a couple of changes to the menu, how the menu behaves, like things like, okay, this may be the last thing I'm gonna show you. Things like going into a scenery group and just like that, for example. And now right-clicking, and this is very nice, doesn't escape the entire group. So if I'm gonna do and edit certain things and I hit escape, it just leaves the whole group, which is actually not the way I wanted it to be, because it should just stay inside of the group but not with the piece. But now if you use the right click, it does. You click on that right click and you stay inside of the group. Previously it is like the same as escape and exit the whole thing. That was super annoying, because then you needed to re-enter the whole building group. So a very, very nice quality of life update. Edge scrolling, all these little things. Really like the fact that we now have the scenery pieces right at our glance. The menu seems to be very quick and responsive as well. So that is very nice as well. Look at that. Very much more responsive than even Planet Zoo. All the other things you can see as well. Yeah. Guest navigation, it's getting cramped over here, so I think this is the typical kind of Planet game problem, which we still haven't sorted out, I guess, even with the bigger plazas. Even though I might say it is okay-ish, at least for what I'm seeing right now. I mean, this is still a congestion issue, but whatever. Anyways, let's zoom out and use the edge scroll to our favor to just have a little very gentle overfly to give you a bit of my final thoughts. So, final thoughts on the free update. Oh my boy, this is a big one. And it's a good one. It's a really good one. It is a lot of stuff that was badly needed. It's a lot of stuff that is very welcome. It feels, though, as if it is mostly completion, okay? That's all a lot of stuff that should have been in the base game. All rides should have had attachable scenery in the base game. All pieces as support pieces should have been in the base game. They had already the support pieces for water rides. Why the hell didn't you have them for the coasters as well? Yeah, the flume behavior, I also am, again, very split on it. I like the fact that I have tackled this now. I like the fact that it looks a lot more flexible right now and a lot more fun to look at. It still isn't physically accurate, not at all, but like, I'm not sure if this will ever be, but I'm happy with the fact that it is a lot more nice to look at right now. So specifically these ones over here to the right hand side are very nice to look at. Really would love to see some love to these standard ones with the people in, because that would help us out as well. Can't say too much more about this. All the other menu changes and so on, very much welcome. The weather, controllable weather, should have been in the base game. So you see, there's a lot of stuff that I obviously find very good, and I don't want to take away from the happiness in me that this has been fixed. But again, I'm on a split side, because we are now over a month past launch, and now these things come in, and it almost feels like a fix, not a first update. It's a wording thing. If you call that the first big patch, fine, that's it, because that's what it is. It's not an update, because you first of all need to reach the base level to update things. And if we look beyond that, what is updated though is a lot of these nice quality of life updates, you know, added some shortcuts and all these kind of things. I like fireworks, glass pieces, it's all good, you know, it's all good. Coming to the real update, and that is obviously the paid DLC. I have my issues with it. So, thank you to Frontier for providing me with a key. I'm uncertain if I would have gotten it, because the overall amount of rides with 5 is the one we knew, but it just feels like a, I don't know, year 3 DLC to me. If we remember, like in the last year of Planet Coaster, we received packs like the classic ride packs or the magnificent ride pack, which still were some of my favorite packs because these rides were so really cool. These vintage rides were, they were so chef kiss. I loved them. And this was the time where Frontier already was moving towards the more unstyled rides and giving us more of these generic blueprints. Obviously, you can style them all, as always. It just feels very odd to me a month in this update. Like I was thinking we are getting a Christmas update, you know. I was thinking maybe something like an Arctic pack or something like a festive pack, you know. Imagine a festive pack, you could still have put these 5 rides in there and make it a festive pack and then just give us 5 blueprints and a couple of items. The price point of $7.99 or $10, I like $9.99 is very, at this point, is very hard to justify. You know how much I always have the back of Frontier, and I do still believe there's a very passionate team working behind, but like, again, 3 years in, I would definitely see it on a different way. I would say, you know, they still need to make money out of this game, and you don't have the high staff capacity maybe for this game, and so I would be very much more forgiving. This is just how the world works, okay? And the same goes with the zoo updates. You have to judge them. But for a first update, I'm really like, was that really necessary? I mean, they could have even pushed that to next year and just first of all fix things, and at the end of the day of fixing things, you could then get in with this DLC fair. Or if you had this planned, reduce the price for all the issues the game had. Like, I don't know, $4.99, I would say, well, that would be a steal. I don't know, I have a hard time, because as always, the quality of the rides is good, the design of the rides is good. Like, again, you have one returning ride, at least one, maybe 2, you guys will correct me. I think this one may already be one that is just differently styled, so 2 of them, I guess. And the coasters, at least, I think, haven't been in the first game, so that is good. We have some new coasters. Again, but I'm still having my problems with it. Did this thing just sort out itself? Hold on. Where did all the additional trains come from? Okay, well, has anyone seen that during the video? I'm very confused, but yeah, this just took me out of the momentum of doing my outro. Yeah, so what will I leave you with? I leave you with a very split feeling. Like, I really think this update is worth it. I was waiting desperately of the load and unload stations because I will do some shenanigans with it very soon. I have had my plans and I want to get into it as soon as I can. The DLC is like, I'm thankful I have it. I guess if you are a ride typical person, they all come with their own unique blueprints, which is nice, I guess, because then you can place them down. If you're like a casual player who doesn't want to like spend time on theming, you are covered. But then again, I am like, does it add any value to the game at this point? I doubt it. I really doubt it. I really, really doubt it. It's like 5 rides that, like, none of these rides is so special, at least to me, that it would justify having this right now, you know? Because there's so much you can do with the base game at this point that I don't feel necessarily important to have. I even thought that the first pack could have easily been a scenery pack with, at max, a flat ride and a coaster. Or even none, but because the game is not lacking on the ride front. Yeah, again, very odd decision that there's nothing in here for the pools, which apparently are flumes, which apparently is the star of the show, I thought. Yeah, you hear it. The whole thing leaves me very confused, and I do hope that next year is going to get a lot better for this game. Hopefully it becomes a better year for the entirety of Frontier, because Jurassic World Evolution 3 is also, you know, on the horizon, and I desperately hope that it's not you know, facing the same fate as this game, at least at launch. So, you know, I'm staying positive. I still have faith in the developers at Frontier. I know a lot of them, and I know that they're passionate and hardworking. I know that the decisions being made are not necessarily the decisions made by the dev team, and you can read into that what you want. I don't know it myself. It's just my assumption that there is some management decisions that, like, I don't know, for certain activities. I have no idea where exactly it's coming from. It's a bit of a painful thing to talk about, because all these years it all has been nothing but a great conversation with them. Sure, there were some issues with Frontier Games in the past, and sure, there were some hiccups, but they never actually kind of acted like at the moment. And I just hope that we are seeing the better of it next year. But for the moment, I'm very happy with all the updates, as I said, and I'm very happy with them being active in fixing all these things. This is something that the game really deserves, and yeah, there is a DLC pack, I guess. That's it, guys. Have a good one. I talk to you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe or like or whatever if you did enjoy the video. And also thank you to my daughter, who was very patiently, you heard her many times, I guess, but she was still very patient. I want to tell her that. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.